have joined or following this meeting through various platforms, live streaming platforms. This is the meeting of the Electricity Subcommittee, meeting number 245, held today, the 2nd of July, 2025. My name is Nomfundo Maseti. I am the chairperson of the Electricity Subcommittee, as well as the member primarily responsible for the regulation of gas. In today's meeting, I am joined by the chairperson of the Energy Regulator, who is also the member of the Electricity Subcommittee, and I would like the chairperson of the regulator to greet so that the members can recognize his voice when he speaks.
Thank you, Ms. Maseti. Good morning, everyone who has joined us. Thank you, Ms. Maseti.
Thank you very much. I would like to also introduce another member of the Electricity Subcommittee, Ms. Tembeka Semane, who is the chairperson of the Finance Committee for the Energy Regulator, the member of the Energy Regulator, and the member of this committee. Ms. Semane.
A very good morning. Okay, a very good morning to you, Madam Maseti. Morning, Mr. Pukula and ER members, our NESA colleagues, and the members of the public. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I would like to then go on to introduce Advocate Nomalanga Sithole, who is the CEO of NERSA, the member of the Electricity Subcommittee, and the member of the various subcommittees of the Energy Regulator. Advocate Sithole.
Apologies, Chairperson, there's a delay in opening my mic. Good morning, Chairperson, members.
Advocate Sithole?
Yes, Chairperson, can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay, I was saying apologies, there was a delay in opening my mic. Good morning, Chairperson, members, NESA personnel, and everyone who has joined us for this particular subcommittee meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Advocate Sithole. And then we now introduce another member of this subcommittee, Mr. Muzuvukile Mkhize, who is the member primarily responsible for petroleum pipelines and the member of other subcommittees of the Energy Regulator. Mr. Mkhize.
Good morning, Chairperson. Good morning to all colleagues on call, as well as the members of the public that are following us through the various live streaming platforms. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mkhize. Members, we are now going to go straight to the adoption of the agenda. We have an agenda before us, members, that was published. With this agenda, members, there's a proposal to withdraw item number 12 of this agenda. Item number 12, item number 19. Can you also just remind me, Mr. Mabunda?
And 11, Chair.
Yes, and item number 11. So it's item number 11, item number 12, and item number 19. Members, with the withdrawal of these three items, are you happy to approve the proposed agenda for today's meeting? By show of hands, members. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Pukula. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. And thank you, Madam Semane. The agenda is approved. We now move on to the declaration of interest. Members, we've got the forms for the recording of any conflict of interest, but I would like to allow members, if there's any interest that members would like to declare verbally. Mr. Pukula, please go ahead.
Thank you, Chairperson. I have no conflict of interest as it is defined, but because item number 5, item number 6, item number 7, 8, and 9 are applications for trading licenses, I will to recuse myself so as to ensure that there is never a question about the decisions of the regulator with me being included in those items. But I do want to stress that I do not have a conflict of interest. I'm just ensuring that we are able as the regulator to make decisions that are never, or there is nothing that ever brings the regulator into disrepute the decisions that it makes. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Pukula. We will note that, and it will be recorded as such. And we do acknowledge the reasons and that there is no conflict of interest. Thank you for that, Mr. Pukula. Members, please remember to sign the forms and submit to the secretary of the subcommittee. We now move straight, members, to item number 5. Which is the application for an electricity trading license by Energy Market SA Pty Ltd. You've got 3 minutes to introduce this matter. Please go ahead.
Thank you. And okay, go ahead, please.
Please go ahead, Mr. Matebula, introduce, and then you can hand over to the HOD. If you can kindly do that.
No problem, Chair. Thank you very much. And I will go through this submission. It is an application by Energy Market Pty Ltd for a trading license, and the purpose is for the commitment, the energy regulator, to approve. And Chair, just to give a bit of background, the application was received on the 23rd of December. And the sequence, Chair, we have it's indicated on table 1, which is on page 11 and 12 of 42. Chair, I need to indicate that the Energy Market Pty Ltd has a trading agreement, 20-year generation power purchase agreement with Solar Africa, and it has also entered into a 6-year customer power purchase agreement with ArcelorMittal. Chair, I also need to indicate that the same generator, which is Solar Africa, was registered on the 31st of August 2023 by the energy regulator in accordance with the licensing exemption and registration notice. Chair, I also need to bring to your attention that ArcelorMittal also has got 4 sites that are currently being supplied with electricity by Eskom, and this includes Tabazimbi, Saldanha, Vanderbijl, and Newcastle. Chair, the team has considered all the analysis based on this application, and it's detailed on page 27 to 29 of 42. This application was duly advertised, Chair, to comply to the ERA. We did not receive any objection following the publication. However, Chair, on the 16th of May 2025, we received an objection from Eskom, which was considered by the team. And the detail of the objection, it's indicated on paragraph 7.1 to 7.5, which is on page number 20. And the Chair, based on this application, we would love to recommend the following: that the subcommittee recommend to the energy regulator to approve that the Energy Market SA Pty Ltd be issued with a 20-year trading license to trade in electricity subject to license condition imposed, and also to note the 20-year generator power purchase agreement between Energy Market SA Pty Ltd and Solar Africa Sun Central, and also to note the 6-year customer power purchase agreement between Energy Market SA and ArcelorMittal. We also would like the committee to note the tariff in the customer power purchase agreement between Energy Market SA and ArcelorMittal, and also to note the tariff in the generator power purchase agreement between Energy Market SA and Solar Africa Central. We would also want the committee to therefore approve the reasonable decision document that is also attached. Chair, I have my team here, the HOD and the members of the team, to take any questions from the committee members.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matebula, for the comprehensive introduction of the submission. Members, I would like to invite comments. You can mute yourself, Mr. Matebula. Thank you. Members, any comments on the submission? By show of hands, members. Okay, Mr. Mkiza, please go ahead.
Thanks, Chairperson, and thanks to Mr. Matebula for the presentation. It's just a matter that is propping up again and again when it comes to trading. When are we envisaging completion of the rules governing the trading space? Even if we may be talking of publishing a document for discussion as an initial process that is hitting the public domain, just so that we are categorical around this matter. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you, Mr. Mkize. Please, if there are no further questions from other members, may we get a response on this? Mr. Matebula, please go ahead.
Chair, thanks. I will allow Mr. Mkize Welile to respond to this one, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Mkize.
Yes, thank you, Chair. On this one, Chair, there is a process that is currently underway to develop the rules. We are formulating a working group together with ESCOM, municipalities, the traders themselves to sit around the table and develop the rules. So that process is underway, Chairperson, and you should get a project charter probably in the next week for your signature concerning this project, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But the rules are going to be developed by NERSA, but I understand the initial, what is it? It's not consultations, but just the key stakeholders to give their initial input at this stage, so that by the time that you publish the rules, at least there would have been issues that you have already taken into consideration in the draft rules that will be published. Is that the case?
That is the case, Chairperson. We do have a draft that we will table before the work group for them to comment on and put some meat on it. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Madam Samani.
Thank you very much, Chair. I welcome your clarity, Chair. I was concerned when Mr. Mkize Jr. was saying it is the traders that are going to be developing the rules, because the last time we had a webinar, I sensed from some of them that they wanted a kind of market which favors the current incumbent, like ladder kicking rules. So I think it's important that we safeguard the interest of all interested parties, that the current incumbents do not develop the rules that will make sure the market is monopolized. So I think I do welcome what you've guided us on. Thanks, sir.
Thanks very much. They cannot develop rules for themselves, the rules that are supposed to apply to themselves, but NERSA must maintain its independence, and NERSA must take charge of its mandate of developing the rules. It is the legal mandate that is assigned to NERSA, so we must not forget that, and I just want to emphasize that that is what that is going to happen, that we will take charge of the legal mandate that is assigned to NERSA, and then NERSA, just to enhance the quality of the documents and understanding the market and ensuring that everybody will have a fair participation in the market, that they will take some initial comments from the market players around the development of the rules, and then publish the rules out there for everyone to participate and provide input, ensuring that the NERSA document, before it's approved, it covers all of the relevant issues pertaining to the trading of electricity, and ensuring that there will be fair competition in the market when it comes to trading in line with what is expected in terms of our law. Thank you. That shall be then the position. With that, members, I would like then to Mr. Mkhize, your mic is on.
No. From my side, Chairperson, it would have assisted if maybe one just give a broad target timeline. In other words, I was saying that the draft rules will be out before the end of the second quarter, because this is the first month of the second quarter of 25-26 financial year. Just so that we work towards something. I know this is going to be a project charter, but I think we should be categorical. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Mr. Mkhize, we can discuss that. I think it's suffice to indicate, I think Mr. Mkhize Jr. indicated that they've already started engaging even the market players at this point, just to come up with a good draft, and that within a week there will be a charter, so there is some indication. But I think when it comes to the timelines, so that we don't announce it in the public domain without us considering those timelines, so maybe we can deal with that under governance matters, but stakeholders must take comfort that the regulator is working on this, even from the fact that the regulator has already engaged some market players in the space, and that it will soon publish the draft rules for comment. May we proceed on that then, Mr. Mkhize? Since we don't have the timelines before us to commit at this stage.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Members, I would like to now take you to the recommendations. The recommendations are on paragraph 14. It is requested that the Electricity Subcommittee recommends to the Energy Regulator to approve that Energy Market South Africa Pty Ltd be issued with a 20-year trading license to trade in electricity subject to license conditions that are imposed, and those license conditions are attached to the document. To note the 20-year generator power purchase agreement between Energy Market as well as Solar Africa Sun Central. Also to note the 6-year customer purchase power purchase agreement between Energy Market as well as ArcelorMittal South Africa. To note the tariff in the customer power purchase agreements between Energy Market as well as ArcelorMittal, that is now in terms of the tariff. To also note the tariff in the generator power purchase agreement between Energy Market South Africa and Solar Africa Sun Central. And lastly, to approve the decision as well as the reasons for decision document as annexed, as attached here as Appendix A. Members, by show of hands, if you approve the application and the decision itself. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Madam Samane. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. I also approve. Thank you, members, for the approval. We've taken a bit of time, and I'm hoping that with the next ones, we will go much faster. We're now on item number 6, application for an electricity trading license by Lira Energy Trading Pty Ltd. Please introduce the matter. You've got 3 minutes to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, Chair, I will do it in a minute. Thanks. The purpose is for the Electricity Subcommittee to recommend to the Energy Regulator for approval of a trading license for Lira. Chair, just to give a bit of background, on the 19th of November 2024, we received an application from Lira, and we have detailed the sequence of events on table 5 of the submission, which is on page 4 of 39. Chair, I need the committee to note that Lira has a 20-year generator power purchase agreement with Takadu Solar Power. And Chair, I need to also indicate that Takadu Solar Power was registered by NESA on the 22nd of December 2023. And it's located on the Dr. Kenneth Kaunda District Municipality in the Northwest. And we have detailed the technical information around this on table 5 in the RFD, which is on page 27 of 39. Chair, I also need to indicate that LIRA has entered into a 5-year customer power purchase agreement with Standard Bank of South Africa, the Staff College, with contracted capacity of 0.5 megawatts. Chair, the detailed financial analysis is found on page 24 to 26 of 39 of this submission. And Chair, I also want the committee to note that the applicant has duly advertised the application in compliance with the ERA, and NESA also advertised the same. Chair, I also need to bring to your attention that during the advertising period, ESCOM submitted a written objection to this application, which was considered by the team, and the analysis are reflected on the page 12 to 18 of, which is table 2 of the RFD. Chair, I also, based on that, Chair, we would like to make the following recommendations: that the subcommittee recommend to the energy regulator to approve for a trading license for LIRA to be issued for 20 years, as indicated on Annexure A, and also to note the 20-year generator power purchase agreement between LIRA Energy and Takadu Solar Power Plant, and also to note the 5-year customer power purchase agreement between LIRA and Standard Bank of South Africa, the Staff College, and also to note the tariff in the customer power purchase agreement between LIRA and the Standard Bank of South Africa, and also to approve the reasons for decision document, which is also part of this submission. And Chair, I have the HOD and the team members here to respond to any question that may arise based on this submission. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Matebula. Thank you for that introduction. Members, the submission is before you. If there are any questions of clarity that will affect the decision and the reasons for decision. By show of hands, members, if you have any. Okay, if there's none, members, I would like to take you straight to item number 14. It is the recommendation to the Electricity Subcommittee to recommend to the Energy Regulator for the regulator to approve that LIRA Energy Trading be issued with a trading license to trade in electricity subject to the license conditions imposed, and that draft license as well as conditions are in Annexure A of the RFDs. The second decision that is sought today is to note the 20-year generator power purchase agreement between LIRA Energy Trading being the applicant and Takadu Solar Power Plant, RFPTY Ltd. The third decision required is to note the 5-year customer power purchase agreement between LIRA Energy Trading and Standard Bank of South Africa, the Staff College facility. And also to note the tariff in the customer power purchase agreement between LIRA Energy Trading and Standard Bank of South Africa College, Staff College facility. And then to note the tariff in the generator power purchase agreement between LIRA Energy Trading as well as Takadu Solar Power Purchase RF Pty Ltd. Lastly, to approve the decision itself as read out, as well as the reasons for decision. By show of hands, members. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Madam Semane. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. I also support the approval. We move on to item number 7. Item number 7 is the application by Collins Chabane Local Municipality for separate licenses to operate a distribution facility and for trading of electricity. Please introduce the matter.
Okay. Just to give a background a little bit on this one, it's that Collins Chabane applied to be issued with a new separate license for operating a distribution facility and trading. This is in accordance to Section 7 of the Act. And the application, Chair, pertains to areas of Mabambe Malamulele D extension, and Majosi, which is earmarked for electrification. These 3 areas, Chair, have been classified as greenfield sites in accordance with NESA rules for distribution license. And the application was submitted with accompanying documents, including a funding support letter from the Department of Electricity and Energy, and also the ESCOM bulk supply quotation and proof of payment thereof. Chair, the application was duly advertised by the municipality for a period of 30 days, and the advert was published on 15 and 17 January 2025 in the Sowetan and the Limpopo Mirror newspapers, respectively. Chair, 2 objections were received by NESA during the application and advertisement period and were forwarded to the municipality for responses. Chair, the team from NESA also conducted an inspection in loco at the areas which are envisaged for electrification, and all processes were followed from application, lodging application and advertisement by the applicant and also by NESA. Chair, based on the application and the analysis thereof, we would like to make the following recommendations: that Collins Chabani local municipality be issued with a separate license to operate a distribution facility and trading in terms of the Electricity Regulation Act, and Collins Chabani local municipality to submit its cost of supply study on or before commencement of electrification of the 3 areas identified, so as NESA can approve the starting tariffs. And also for the committee to note the draft decision and draft reason for decision document, which is attached as Annexure A. And Chair, I have my HOD and the team to respond to the questions that may arise from this submission. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Matebula. Members, the submission is before us for comments. If there are any comments, any guidance before we take the decision for the recommendation to the ER. By show of hands, members, if you have any. Miss Semane.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thanks to Mr. Matebula and team. From my side, Chair, my input is that I do have reservations with us continuing on the path of licensing municipalities to distribute electricity that has been generated by ESCOM. I am of the opinion that with the market that we are liberalizing, the municipalities are supposed to be taking a path where they generate their own electricity and then by default have control of that whole value chain. And the reason I'm saying this is because if we continue in this path, with the change in leadership in municipalities, things do move from bad to worse, in particular where it relates to the payment of the electricity revenue or revenues to ESCOM. So that is my major concern. And following the public hearing that we had, I did look at the municipality, including the Auditor General's reports. They're not that rosy, honestly speaking, but I do not know if we were to take a different decision, if in terms of the era, it was not going to come back to us. So I do personally have reservations for us continuing in this path because it doesn't help the customers, it doesn't help ESCOM as well, because the customers do pay for the municipality for the electricity in general. But when the municipalities do not pass that money to ESCOM, the customers or the consumers do get double charged, because one of the reasons that were given by ESCOM for the increases, double-digit increases that they are sorting is from us is this issue of unpaid municipal debt. So from my side, I do have reservations for us continuing to license municipalities to distribute electricity that they do not generating, when as the regulator we have created conducive market conditions for them to generate electricity on their own. Thanks.
Thank you, Madam Samane. Any responses from the team? I think part of what Madam Samane is stating, I think, is the opportunity for municipalities, if they are able to also enter the space of generating electricity themselves. Yes, some of the issues touched on by Madam Samane are beyond NERSA's mandate, because it is the constitutional mandate for the municipalities. I think maybe it will be a policy issue, maybe to be noted, since the municipalities, the distribution of electricity is part of their mandate in terms of the essential services that they need to provide, and also to the reticulation aspects. So it's a constitutional aspect, but to the extent that the issue that is raised by Madam Samane in terms of the business model and also the challenges faced by the municipalities, yes, it is something that needs to be noted. However, in terms of maybe the regulator just to communicate maybe such things that we have observed from our side, maybe with the policymakers, Madam Samane, that's how I would perhaps guide in terms of the issues that you have raised. But also the last point about us really providing a conducive environment for competition, for them to participate in the opportunities that are there. It is a point well made. Thank you for that. If then we can now take the members to the decision, since there are no other questions that are raised. The decision was read out.
Chair, apologies to interject. We have Advocate Sithole and Mr. Mkhize's hands.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, Advocate Sithole, please go ahead. I'm sorry about that. I didn't see hands. I also just went straight to clarify the response for Madam Samane. My apologies for that. Madam Sithole.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, mine is just a point of enhancement to say that the team may need to have a recording in the submission of how the objections were addressed. Because if you look at the submission, there's only an indication that there were objectors. However, there is no sufficient clarity as to how these objections were addressed. So, as I said, it's a point for enhancements for me. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Advocate Sithole. Mr. Mkhize, again, my apologies.
Not the Chairperson, thanks to the presenter. When we go to page 10 of 77, there is a table there summarizing the objections and responses by the applicant. What I'm not getting clear is whether the objector was then, in terms of feedback, with what was the response of the applicant, to the extent that one would look at these and say the matter is closed in some way. Just to get that clarity. I'm also concerned that there are issues that are actually beyond our remit as NERSA, and therefore we need to strictly adhere to the compliance monitoring and enforcement framework for distributors on our side to deal with these matters of non-compliance with license conditions, because really the issues, especially also those mentioned by my colleagues, would be outside of our domain. And in the responses, for example, from our side, may you please just ensure that when we respond, we also, in terms of our analysis, we address the issue specifically. I'll make an example of number 4. We're talking to the impact on revenue collection and debt management, where then we talk of it as a risk, but not a fact. It's a probable risk. And if it's a probable risk, then one would say it then suffices that there be a provision of risk mitigation. There is a question of getting a competent service provider, for example, under 3. Just for us to say that the service provider will assist municipalities, we know also that the kind of challenges that are there in tendering, getting people to be part of service providers at municipal level. We all of us here, we live in some kind of a municipality. And really delving deeper into this so that there is sufficiency in addressing the concerns. It's also, for me, I'm saying, I think there's room for improvement. In as far as the application that is being put forth, I'm not, especially when we've got the trading, we've got distributions separated here, I'm not getting the impact in as far as our analysis on the consumers, the end user. What do we think is going to be? Because we must also balance the interest of the clients as well as the licensee and the public at large. So if that aspect can also be touched on, it would assist. As I'm saying, as far as this is concerned, the law as it stands, it leaves little room for us to deal with certain things, even if they concern us. But we need to put those safeguards in place to say that despite us having to agree on something or approve of something because of what the law says, but when we know what the reality entails, we need to put those safeguards. I will leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mkhize. May you then provide responses, the team? I think the first one from Advocate Sithole, it was an enhancement, and the issue of the objections is dealt with in paragraph 20, and also the way the responses were provided to the 2 objectors, and there were no further issues raised by the objectors after they have received the responses. And ESCOM also presented at the public hearing, and that is covered in paragraph 39. Any further responses also to the question of the impact raised by Mr. Mkhize? Please go ahead.
Chair, I think the team will add, but I needed to indicate that in a normal sitting where the municipality is expected to provide services to its communities, whenever the community expands into new areas, the community will always demand from the municipality to provide service in those areas that talks to water, electricity, and other services. And I believe that what the municipality is trying to do here is to ensure that these areas which we have indicated in our report that they are regarded as greenfields, they provide service to those areas. So I think that for me, it's a plausible action by the municipality to want to provide services to their people. And I think, Chair, you did comprehensively respond to the issue of the objections. I think the municipality had indicated their commitment on addressing the objections that were actually raised. And maybe I will ask Mr. Mkhize Jr. then to talk to the probably impact to the customers.
Thank you. Through you, Chair. Therefore, is here. He should be able to answer comprehensively. Mr. Ramakok can come in. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Mkhize. I think from my side, I'm covered by Mr. Matebula and the chairperson, only to say that the issue of compliance monitoring framework, as we intend to approve this, it should be part of something that we do to adhere to for the municipality to ensure efficiency and to adhere to the license conditions. That's all I can say. We have to note that and then ensure that those risks and the probable risk that can adhere, NERSA can attend to them. So that's all I can say for now regarding the issue raised by Mr. Mkhize. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are you able to touch specifically to what the law requires insofar as for the applicant to demonstrate its administrative abilities, particularly when it comes to the infrastructure and also just even the trading as well. So, and also the issues of financial ability and technical abilities. Those are the things that are required in terms of the law for licensing. So those are the three things, and I think the objections also touched on that. So what we needed to find out is the capacity of the municipality or this Collins Chabane to be able to operate, and also demonstrating those three abilities that are specified in the law. Are you able to maybe shed some lights there?
Yeah, I'm safe to say that the municipality provided a business plan that relates to how they intend to build capacity in terms of running the network, how they intend to do collections from their customers as soon as they are funded by the department. Maybe Mr. Murati can assist me from legal to say, is there any other instrument that from the act itself that pushes for municipalities to have additional other issue that I might have forgot? Thanks, Chair.
No, but we can't keep on extending to other members because this is the still analysis. There's no other legal thing. The other legal thing that I've mentioned, and I'll direct as such. These are the three things, and that's all that we needed. And in the public hearing, we asked for the business plan. The municipality also made its case to indicate that with other services, it has done well. And with regards also to the electrification master plan to demonstrate what is it that it is going to do and the skills that it will actually build, because everybody starts somewhere and they will have to budget for the skills that they require. And in terms of the electrification master plan that was approved or included in the DEE, Department of Electricity and Energy, and then INEP plans, that is already funded there, and they have satisfied, the requirements there in terms of providing the electricity services to its jurisdiction. So that is dealt with, but from our side is the administrative abilities, financial and technical abilities that needed to be demonstrated, and they've indicated how they're going to go about it, and we ask for the business plan so that then they can explain what are their plans in terms of building that capacity and making sure that they will be able to do this work, and then also just from a financial point of view. So if you can kindly just add something on that, but let me take Mr. Mkhize in the meantime. Mr. Mkhize.
Thank you, Chairperson. I don't want to delay your meeting, but stress that the issue of the impact on the customers, safeguarding those interests, I think there should be enhancement of this submission in this regard. And secondly, with regard to the abilities, which is the financial abilities, technical abilities, as well as overall admin governance abilities, they need to be demonstrated and not necessarily talk about what is going to happen. That is not tight. Where if something is not done, it's not done, and there's no coming back. We need to put certain things that are firm in that regard. Also learning from the other sectors that are regulated in terms of requiring those abilities to be demonstrated and not promised. I then would say that that goes into how the conditions then are crafted. 1, 2, I think it's also important in this submission that there is an enhancement to just zoom into those abilities without necessarily delaying the decision making in this regard. But for me, those things are key going forward. And I think that there's a lot that can be done in-house also for tightening those aspects to make sure that it's worthy applicants that get to be licensed, and not just to look at the Constitution, what it provides and all of those things, and make an easy path. Because if you got one municipality licensed to are regulating an industry and not a single player, and therefore other players, when they find something working, they will also want to go that route, and therefore it should be something that actually ends up benefiting the Republic at large. Thank you. I'll stop there.
Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Tim, already those things are covered in terms of what the municipality submitted in terms of its plans. They are summarized in paragraph 6 in all of the issues regarding how it's going to go about the risk that were mentioned. It has already indicated how it's going to deal with that, and also the steps that the municipality is going to take, in terms of providing the service, and appointment of service providers to assist with network operation, maintenance, cost of supply studies, and all of that. So it has all of those things when they are needed to put them in place. That is all covered in paragraph 36 of the submission. They've also stated other the things that it has done on paragraph 37 and 38, and also dealing with the ESCOM objection comprehensively, and also the summary of the written responses are dealt with in table 3 on page 7 of the green overstamped pages. All of that dealt with comprehensively. There's also technical analysis, which deals with the technical abilities that are specified in the Act. All of that is dealt with under paragraph 42, 43, 44, all of those things. Economic analysis in terms of financial analysis, and when the tariffs are applied for, and the fact that it will submit the cost of supply studies, all of that is dealt with on page 19, and the motivation. So all of that information has been dealt with in the reasons for decision. With that, then I would like, I think Mr. Mkhize, is there anything that you would like to say that will change the decision? Thank you. Please go ahead.
No, all I'm saying that I do acknowledge that issue. I'm raising it from the point of view of saying to just simply make a promise. There should be a way of ensuring that it is implementable and have that incorporated. I have noted all those, in my comment. Just want to stress that point. Because when there is non-compliance later on, we shouldn't be that the requirements were not tight enough. I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. That will be taken into account. Mr. Ramokgopa already indicated that there is also the monitoring framework for compliance. So I take it that members have taken note of that response from Mr. Ramokgopa for the compliance monitoring. So they will also make sure that they do the compliance and look at it closely. Thank you very much, Mr. Mkhize. Members, I would like to take you to the decision that is sought, and that is on paragraph 14, page 5 of the green overstamped pages. The Electricity Subcommittee recommends to the Energy Regulator to approve that Collins Chabane local municipality be issued with separate licenses to operate a distribution facility as well as the trading in terms of the Electricity Regulation Act of 2006, to approve that Collins Chabane local municipality submit its cost of supply study that is anyway expected on or before the commencement of the of its operations in the 3 areas that it has applied for. And then the third decision that is sought today is that the Electricity Subcommittee approves the draft decision as well as the reasons for decision attached here too. In fact, it's to recommend that the Energy Regulator approves the decision as well as the reasons for decision. By show of hands, members. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. I also support. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. Madam Semane.
Thanks, Madam Masset. I'll abstain from my side.
Oh, yes. Okay, thank you. Mr. Pugula, your approval of the distribution and yeah.
Chair, remember, Mr. Bukula is not here now. He has excused himself for these matters.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fine. But there's a part on the distribution that is fine. All right. So Advocate Sithole, myself, and Mr. Mkhize have approved. I think that then there is a majority decision. We note, Madam Semane, your abstain, your what is it? Abstention. Okay. Then we go to item number 8, application for electricity import and export license by Empower Trading.
Yes, Chair. Thank you. Thank you, Chair. Yeah, so just to give a bit of background on this one, Chair, we received the application from Empower on the 14th of November. It's 2024, not 2023, as reflected on the document. We will correct that. We have indicated the sequence of events since the date of application. That is on table 1, page number 4. So Empower is applying for an import and export license, Chair, and in which the applicant wishes to import energy through a 5-year power purchase agreement for 5 megawatts with an IPP called Lusemfwa Hydropower company based in Zambia. Chair, the Empower intends to sell the imported energy to its customer, which is Bo Riding Bodari, through a customer power purchase agreement of 5 years. And this customer is located in Elandskloof Road, Villersdorp in the Western Cape province. Chair, the generated energy will be wheeled through 3 countries, namely Zambia, Zimbabwe, and South Africa, to get to the customer. Chair, Lusemfa has entered into agreement with Zambia Electricity Supply Corporation in Zambia, which owns and operates the distribution and transmission network, as well as with Zimbabwe Electricity Transmission Distribution Company for the wheeling and balancing of energy transmitted through their networks. So Empower will use the existing National Transmission Company of South Africa National Grid interconnection points to import the energy from Zambia to its customer. And Chair, I need to indicate that NPower has entered into network agreement with NTCSA since it doesn't own any physical infrastructure. And we'll have to finalize the draft system operations agreement heads of terms of balancing an energy agreement with NTCSA. Chair, in the draft SOA provided to NPower by NTCSA, it states that the NSP shall provide all system operation services required in accordance with the grid code. And that includes scheduling and dispatch, system control, outage management and coordination, as well as emergency coordination, system restoration, congestion management, communication, and energy balancing. And the applicant duly advertised the application in compliance with the ERA. And NESA also made this, also advertised the application. Chair, I need to indicate that during the NESA advertising period, ESCOM submitted written objections on the closing date specifically, which was on the 16th of May 2025. And during the public hearing, Chair, NPower Trading presented, and the analysis of the public hearing and objections submitted by ESCOM are found in tables 2 and 3 of the RFD on the page 13 to 23, and as well as page 23 of 59. Chair, based on this application and the responses to the objections, as the team, we would like to make the following recommendations, which are tabled in section 14 of this submission, which is on page 7. Chair, where we're recommending that the subcommittee recommends to the energy regulator to approve that NPower Trading Pty Limited be issued with a 20-year import and export electricity license, subject to license condition imposed. And also for the committee to note the 5-year power supply agreement between NPower and Lusemfa Hydro. And also to note the 5-year generator power purchase agreement between NPower and its customer, Bo Riding Bordary. And also to note the tariff in the power purchase agreement between NPower Trading and Lusemfa Hydropower. Chair, we also want to indicate that the committee note the tariff in generator power purchase agreement between NPower and Bo Riding Bordary, and also to approve the reason for decision that is accompanying this submission. Chair, I have the HOD and the team to help me respond to the questions that may arise from this submission. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matebula, for the comprehensive introduction of the matter. Let me then go to the members. Members, any issues of clarity that will affect the decision that is sought or the reasons for decision? By show of hands, members. Mr. Mabunda, assist if there's any hand that I might be missing. Mr. Mkhize, please go ahead.
Yeah, just wanted to get clarity. For 7 days, you said you will, NPower will enter into an agreement with NTCSA. What I'm not getting clear, have they already entered, or and was the same entity that is they are going to enter into agreement with? There's also an objection. Just want to get clarity there, because yeah, you agree on the other hand into some form of an agreement, then you object, and then I just want to get that clarity. If you can just help me, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Please respond to that question, because it was also asked during the public hearing, and it was clarified exactly what is it that NTCSA wanted to get comfort with. Can you please respond?
Chair, I see Kolile has his hand up. I think he wants to respond. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Makwal.
Hi, Bo. Thank you, Chairperson, and good morning. The NTCSA has provided the applicant with the draft system operator agreement as well as the supporting letter. And then the objection, it came after. That's why during the public hearing, they decided not to present because it seems as if the people that made the objection were not aware that NTCSA has submitted, has provided the applicant with the draft agreement as well as the supporting letter for this application. Thanks. So to answer Mr. Mkhize, the agreements will be finalized between the two parties after the license has been issued, before any import and export can commence. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's what was clarified also during the hearing. Let me check, Mr. Mkhize. Are you happy with the response? Mr. Mkhize?
Oh, apologies.
Yeah, he gave his thumbs up.
I gave my thumbs up. Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you very much, Mr. Mkhize, and for the question. Can we then go to the decision that is sought? I'm not sure if you have read it out, but I can read it out quickly on paragraph 14. It is requested that the Electricity Subcommittee recommends to the energy regulator to approve that N-Power Trading Pty Ltd be issued with a 20-year import and export electricity license, subject to the license conditions that are imposed. Second decision is to note the 5-year power supply agreement between N-Power Trading and Lucenfua Hydropower. Thirdly, to note the 5-year generator power purchase agreement between N-Power Trading and Boradin Borderay. The fourth decision is to note the tariff in the power supply agreement between N-Power Trading and Lucenfua Hydropower. For the fifth decision that is sought is to note the tariff in the generator power purchase agreement between N-Power Trading as well as Boradin Borderay. And then the last decision that is sought is to recommend to the energy regulator to approve the decision itself as well as the reasons for decision. By show of hands, members. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. Thank you, Madam Samane. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. I also support. We then move on to consider item number 9 of the agenda, application for electricity import and export license by Solar Tradeco Pty Ltd. Please take the matter as having been read.
Thank you very much. And just to give a little background on this one, on the 12th of June 2024, we received an application from Solar Tradeco, who applied for an import and export license with NESA. And we have indicated the sequence of this application on table 1, which is indicated on page number 4. Chair, Solar Tradeco has applied to the South African Power Pool to become a market participant, enabling it to trade on the SAPP market platform. And the requirements for joining SAPP as a market participant are operate and contract generation capacity or a load of at least 5 megawatts that is physically connected to the SAPP grid at a voltage level of at least 110 kilowatt. So, and must comply with the respective national legislation on cross-border trading, and must not be tied to a single buyer contract, or where such a contract exists, must have counterparty consent to trade the contracted power on the market. So, Chair, I want to indicate that once approved, Solar Tradeco will have the ability to sell 52 megawatts of electricity through the SAPP market. And Solar Tradeco has entered into a 20-year generator power purchase agreement with Springbok Solar Power Plant as a buyer of the 52 megawatts. And Solar Tradeco will have to enter into network agreement with NTCSA since it doesn't own any physical infrastructure. And we'll have to finalize the draft system operation agreements, heads of terms and balancing of energy agreement with NTCSA. Chair, under the draft system operation agreement, NTCSA will provide the system operation services such as balancing and wheeling of energy to the customer. Chair, the applicant has duly advertised the application in compliance with the ERA, and NESA also advertised the application. And Chair, Eskom submitted written objections on the closing date, which was on the 16th of May 2025. And during the public hearing, Solar Tradeco presented, and the analysis of the public hearing and objections submitted by Eskom are indicated on table 2 and 3 of the RFD on page 16 to 22, as well as 24 to 26 of 59. Chair, based on the analysis of and processing of this application, we would like to make the following recommendations, Chair. We want to request the subcommittee to recommend to the energy regulator to approve that Solar Tradeco Pty Ltd be issued with a 20-year import and export electricity license, subject to license condition imposed, and also to note the 20-year power purchase agreement between Solar Tradeco and Springbok Solar Power Plant, and also to note the tariff in the power purchase agreement between Solar Tradeco and Springbok Solar Power Plant, and also to approve the reason for decision document, which is part of this submission today. And Chair, the team will assist me in responding to questions that may arise in this submission. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. With the introduction, members, any questions of clarity? By show of hands, members. If none, members, I would like to take you to the decision. The decision is on page 10. It is requested of the Electricity Subcommittee to recommend to the Energy Regulator to approve that Solar Tradeco Pty Ltd be issued with a 20-year import-export electricity license subject to the license conditions that are imposed. To note the 20-year power purchase agreement between Solar Tradeco and Springbok Solar Power Plant. To note the tariff in the power purchase agreement between Solar Tradeco and Springbok Solar Power Plant. Lastly, to approve the decision as well as the reasons for decision. By show of hands, members. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. I also support. Thank you, Madam Samane, and thank you, Advocate Sithole. Thank you, members. We step off this item. We are now on item number 10, applications for licenses to operate generation facilities by 8 renewable energy independent power producer procurement program, bid window 7, and 6 battery energy storage, bid window 2, preferred bidders. So we've got about 14 of them under item number 10. Mr. Matebula, please find a way of presenting these in a much more efficient way, particularly those that are similar, but we will take and indicate the salient issues in each of those that you may want to take them together, and we will consider the issues in each of them and also take decisions for each of them. But if you want to maybe combine those that are similar and then highlight the key aspects in each, please indicate so.
Yeah, Chair, it's going to be an interesting one. So maybe let me allow my colleague Eva to take you through this one, Chair. The way we had had documented it. It might be a bit of a challenge to separate, but let me allow her to take you through, and we can discuss from there. Thanks.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning, Chair, and good morning, Mr. Matebula. It's Mr. Hopa. I'll be presenting on behalf of Mrs. Matebula. So how we're going to proceed with it is that we're going to have 10A and 10B. So at 10A, we're going to deal with the solar plant only, and then 10B will deal with the best power plant. The purpose is for the ELS to recommend to ER to approve the issuance of the license to operate generation facilities of the 8 IPP of solar, which is listed on table 1 of the submission. This recommendation to issue the license falls within the mandate of the electricity subcommittee due to clause 1 of 1. The 8 applicants for the solar plant, namely we've got Copper Solar, Highfield Solar, Ondersport Solar 1, Ondersport Solar 2, Palladium, Sianda, and Middleband. In total, their combined contracted capacity is 1,760 megawatts. These applications were analyzed in terms of their technical, financial, economic, and regulatory requirements, and are found to be compliant with the license requirements. And on page 19 of 20 of the submission, we have Appendix A, and it has all the project dashboard of the solar plant that have been named here. And during the public participation, we only received 1 objections on Highfield Solar, which was more related to the environmental authorization. The applications were discussed in public hearing. A summary of the issues raised by the members and response from the presenters, as well as the NERSA analysis, are tabled in Table 8, which can be found on page 13 of 20. A summary of the objections for Highfield are tabled in Table 7, which is page 11 of 20. We therefore request the Electricity Subcommittee to recommend to the Energy Regulator to approve the issuance of the license to operate generation facilities to the IPPs listed in Table 1, and approve the tariff between each IPP and the NTCSA, which is shown on Table 1, as well as to note the PPAs between the IPPs and the NTCSA, approve the draft decision, and the reason for the decision of the 8 IPPs of solar. And for the record purposes, those 8 is Copper Solar, Highfield Solar, Ondersport Solar 1, Ondersport Solar 2, Palladium, Vanadium, Sianda, as well as Middleband. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Let me take questions of clarity from the members. Members, questions of clarity on Ondersteport Solar 1 and Palladium Solar Power Plant. Any questions on those 2 members? By show of hands, if you have any questions of clarity. Okay, it seems members don't have questions on these 2. Members, if you are then happy with the approval of Ondersteport Solar 1 and Palladium Solar Power Plant, please raise your hands to support the approval of those 2. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Madam Samane. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. May you please also, RSU, please call in Mr. Pukula on these ones, because we are done with the trading licenses. If you can kindly please inform Mr. Pukula, somebody from RSU. Thank you very much. We are now getting to 10.3 and 10.4. They were also presented. May I check with the members if they have questions on Vanadium Solar Power Plant as well as Copper Solar Power Plant? Madam Samane, is that a lingering hand?
Oh,
any questions?
Yes, it's a legacy hand. Apologies, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you, Madam Samane. 10.3 and 10.4 Vanadium as well as Copper Solar Power. If there are no questions, members, by show of hands, if you are happy to approve Vanadium as well as Copper Solar Power. Thank you, Madam Samane. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. I also support Thank you, Advocate Sithole. Thank you, members, for your support. Members, we are now on 10.5 and 10.6. 10.5 is Highveld Solar Power Plant, as well as Onderstepoort Solar 2. Any questions, members, on 10.5 and 10.6 on those two applications? By show of hands, if you have any questions of clarity. If none, members, I would like then to take you to the decision. Are you in support of the decision that was read out to approve Highveld Solar Power as well as Onderstepoort Solar 2? By show of hands, members. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. I also support. Thank you, Madam Semane. Thank you, members. Members, I am now on 10.7 as well as 10.8. 10.7 is Sianda Solar Power Plant as well as Middlepent Solar PV. Any questions of clarity on those two, members, following the presentation made? If there are no questions, members, may you please raise your hand to show support of the approval that is sought in terms of Sianda Solar Power Plant as well as Middlepent Solar PV. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Madam Semane. Thank you, Mr. Pukula. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. I also support. I would like now Mr. Khupa to present, take them together, the ones that relate to the applications pertaining to the battery energy storage. Let me check the hand from Mr. Pukula. Mr. Pukula?
Thank you, Chair. I was late in joining, but I wanted us to just take note of that table that shows the pricing, and if we could just ensure that the units are correct for the BESS and the other IPPs. Thank you.
Yes,
Chair.
thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Pukula. They will take note of that for the IPPs up to 10.8, and then also on the BESS they are going to present now and must take care of those tables. Mr. Khupa, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Chair. For the BESS, we had 6 applicants which were selected as preferred bidders under bid window 2 of the Battery Energy Storage Independent Power Producer Program. And their combined contracted capacity, it's 551 megawatts. And the 6 applicants, namely, we've got Recopis, Osis, Molele Mekru, Leoport, Hartbeesfontein, and Velverdedenk. And these applications were analyzed in terms of the technical, financial, economic, and regulatory requirements, and were found to be compliant with the licensing requirements. And we have attached their project dashboard, which is on page 20 of 20, which has been named as Appendix B, which shows the summarized project information. The applications were duly advertised and under public participation as well, in process with the section of the Act, and only OSIS Aratat received objections which were related to environmental objections. The applications were discussed in the public hearing. A summary of the issues raised by the members, as well as the response from the presenters and also the NERSA analysis, are on page 13 of 20, which are also tabulated in table 8. A summary of the objections for OSIS Aratat are in table 6, which is found on page 9 of the submission, which is page 20. And therefore, we request the ELS committee to recommend to the energy regulator to approve the issuance of the license to operate the generation facilities of the IPPs listed in table 1, which are Recopis, Osis, Veldeverdank, Hartbeesfontein, Molele Mercury, as well as Leoport, as well as to recommend to the energy regulator to approve the tariff between each IPP and the NTCSA, and note the PPAs between the IPPs listed and the NTCSA, as well as approve the draft decision and the draft reasons for decision for the named 6 IPPs. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Please take note of there's a comment already from the member with regards to the tariffs, the correct tariffs on the tables.
Noted, Chair. Noted, Chair. Thank you.
All right. Let me then go to the members. Members, we are on agenda item number 9 up to agenda item number 10.9 up to 10.14. So I'm going to take comments the way that we have done on the other ones. Any comments on 10.9 and 10.10, that is Arte B.S. Fontaine as well as Leopold. Any comments, members, by show of hands on those two? If there are no comments, members by show of hands, if you are in support of the decision that is already read on the record by Mr. Huber. By show of hands, members. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Madam Samane. Thank you, Mr. Bukula. I also support Advocate Sithole. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. Thank you, members, for the support. Members, I'm on item 10.11 and 10.12. Roy copies BES as well as OSIS. Those are the two. If there are any comments from the members, please raise your hand if there are comments on those two applications. If none, members, can you please show by raising your hands that you are in support of the decision that is sought as read out for Roy copies as well as OSIS. Thank you, Madam Semane. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Mr. Bukula. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. Thank you, members. Members, I'm on item 10.13 and 10.14. It's Vel Ferdinand as well as Mulilo Mercury. Any comments on those two members? If there are no comments, members, please by raising your hands to show support of the approval that is sought for Vel Ferdinand as well as Mulilo Mercury. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Mr. Bukula. I also support. Thank you, Advocate Sithole, and thank you, Madam Semane. Thank you very much, members. Members, we're on item number 11. 11 and 12 were removed or withdrawn. We are therefore on item number 13, the application for tariff reduction as well as amendment of the power purchase agreement by Jasper Power Company, Pty Ltd. Please take the matter as having been read.
Chair, thank you very much. I will quickly run through this one, and I hope then we can take questions after. So Jasper Power Company was licensed on the 20th of October 2012 under bid window 2, and it achieves its commercial date on the 17th of December 2014. The refinancing protocol was initiated in 2020 due to high tariffs for bid window 1 to 3 and 3.5, and to date, the energy regulator approved 28 tariff reduction application. From the financial analysis in the reason for a decision, the project will still be viable after tariff reduction, and the project's post-tax real internal rate of return will slightly decrease. The plant's economic development commitments and operations will remain unchanged, as they are not affected by the refinancing of the project. So Chair, based on our analysis of this submission, we would like to make the following recommendation to the subcommittee to approve that Jasper tariff reduction as shown on paragraph 14.1.1, and also to note the amendment of the power purchase agreement to reflect the adjusted tariffs. So Chair, I hope I didn't miss other silent points, but I would like to end it there, and myself and team can take the questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matebula. Members, any questions of clarity in respect of this application? If members don't have questions of clarity, may you please raise your hand in support of the decision that is already read on record by Mr. Matebula. Members, show your support. Thank you, Mr. Bukula. Thank you, Madam Samane. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. I also support. Thank you, members. Members, we are now on item number 14. Item 14 is the application by ESCOM to include Integrated National Electrification Program, INEP, electrified areas in 9 provinces in Schedule 1, which is their Schedule 1, which pertains to list of supply areas of license to operate a distribution facility. That is Eskom's distribution facility. Please take the matter as having been read and read the and explain the key issues of this application and its compliance with the rules as well as the law. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Allow me, Chair, to ask Mr. Hopper to take the members through this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Matebula. The purpose is to request the subcommittee to approve the Schedule 1 of Eskom license to operate distribution facility and also to amend to include INEP electrified areas in the 9 province as per listed list. The areas with the corresponding GIS polygons per municipality will be allocated corresponding to NERSA NED numbers, as well as be uploaded to the National Energy Regulator GIS for distribution areas of supply, and also the tariffs to be charged in the areas mentioned above must be the NERSA approved tariffs. The matter is also delegated to the ELS for approval as per clause delegation 1.2.1. And then I will call on Mr. Tabora Managa to take the members through the presentation as well as the recommendation. Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Hopper, please finalize because the executive manager has asked you to do this. So we don't want to waste our time here. We've got a long agenda. And I'm trying to do my best here to make sure that members' time is not wasted.
Okay, thank you, Chair. With that, I will also ask Mr. Tseparam Goga to also take through the presentations as well as the recommendations if there is any which I might have missed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper. The application, as you have alluded to, it's based on license condition 5.1.3 that states that when the licensee is undertaking an electrification program which has been approved and based on a 1-year fixed and 3-year rolling program in terms of the INEP program, the licensee shall set out the appropriate date on which the potential customers will receive their electricity supply. The licensee shall supply electricity to such potential customers in accordance to the approved plan. So this license condition mandates Eskom to forward an application to NERSA to ensure that the areas that they are going to electrify, as they are granted funding from the department, is included into their Schedule 1. With that said, the application is also processed in accordance to the NERSA rules for licensable area of supply and in terms of the NERSA internal processes. With that said, the Electricity Subcommittee is requested to approve that Schedule 1 of Eskom's license to operate a distribution facility be amended to include INEP electrified areas in 9 provinces and the areas with corresponding polygons per municipality will be allocated NED numbers and later be uploaded to the NERSA GIS system. The tariff to be charged in the areas mentioned must be NERSA approved tariffs. I thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much. Let me check if the members have any questions of clarity before the decision is taken by show of hands, members. Mr. Bukula, please go ahead.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, there's paragraph 4.4 of the submission. And this paragraph 4.4 raises the one issue that we have to deal with traders and areas of supply and other things. What I would like to recommend is that because we created our own rules as NERSA, the ones around the area of supply, and at the time when we defined what the area of supply was, the amended act was not there that defines it. Now, 4.4 does not help in the way that it's structured. And if we have to then go back to our own rules of the area of supply and clarify what we mean specifically by area of supply. I know that here we are saying, okay, forget the grammar. That's not correct. We are trying to explain what we mean, but we need to just realign it because there's a supply and we have defining our own area of supply, and a lot of, in fact, the ESCOM challenges on the traders and whether they can trade or not emanates from our description of the area of supply. I know we intended it just for distribution, but it has created issues that need to be corrected, Chairperson. I'm not sure if it will be corrected in this meeting, but I'm just raising it as something that we must ensure that we deal with.
Thank you, Mr. Pukula. I'm not sure if it is necessarily important that we retain paragraph 4.4, but I'm subject to members' views on this, especially because there are new definitions that are in the Electricity Regulation Act that became effective 1st January 2025. So it might be important that we align with those definitions and the meanings in terms of the act. So for purposes of what is requested today, I'm just not sure, members. I would like to hear from you whether we need to amend 4.4 or take it out completely, especially insofar as the meaning of supply is concerned. Or so do we take it out completely? That's the first option. Do we amend insofar as the definition is concerned to align appropriately with what the Act provides? And remember that the rules for the trading are still to be developed by the energy regulator. So if we try to deal with it here, it might not also be appropriate, so to speak, if we are to still come up with the rules and come up with definitions that we are going to take out there to members of the public to comment. So those are the three things that I would like to put on the table for members to consider before we decide on this matter. Members, I would like to hear your views, especially on the issue raised by Mr. Pukula, how we deal with it, as I've provided three ways in which we could, that we need to look at it. I do need members to indicate views. Mr. Pukula?
Chair, I would opt for your option one, that we just remove it, because in as far as this particular decision, it still works with what we have. And yes, we are going to unpack what we don't have, but I would propose that we just remove 4.4.
Thank you, Mr. Pukula. Mr. Mkhize, are you covered? I saw you had your hand up. Are you in support?
I'm covered in as far as not affecting the decision.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. I take it that the other members are also, if you can just do the thumbs up, so that then when we go to the decision, we also aligned with your views. Madam Semane and Advocate Sithole.
I gave the thumbs up, Madam.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, Advocate Sithole, are you also covered? Don't want to leave you behind.
I gave mine as well, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, members, then we are going to remove item 4.4. Also in the reasons for decision, please, if you can record that, Mr. Mabunda. Then we go to item number 14, which are the recommendations for the decision that is sought, that the Electricity Subcommittee approves that Schedule 1 of ESCOM's license to operate a distribution facility be amended to include the INEP electrified areas in 9 provinces as enumerated in the list, in the table that is provided, and please, that table must be included there in under 14.1 so that the decision can stand on its own. As we always say, please include that table there immediately under 14.1 so that those areas appear there, please. And then 14.2, the areas with corresponding GIS polygons per municipality will be allocated corresponding NED numbers as well as uploaded on the NERSA GIS for distribution areas of supply. Thirdly, the tariffs to be charged in the areas mentioned above, and those areas have not been mentioned above. That's why I'm saying include that table, must be the NERSA approved ESCOM tariffs. Lastly, for the subcommittee to approve the decision as well as the reasons for decision by show of hands, members. And then item number 4.4 is removed even in the RFDs. Thank you. By show of hands, members, to support the decision. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Madam Semane. And thank you, Mr. Bukula. I also support. Thank you very much, members, for the support. We are now on item number 15 of the agenda, members. It is the temporary exemptions for Avon as well as DEDISA picking plants from complying with clause A2.3.4 of the Transmission Network Code version 10.1 that was approved in January 2022. Please introduce the matter.
Chair, thank you very much. So the application for temporary exemption for Avon and DEDISA picking plants, Chair, from complying with clause A2, 3, and 4 of the network code was presented to the Grid Code Advisory Committee by NG Pickers Operators, who is the operator of the two picking plants. So, Chair, the Avon and DEDISA are 670 megawatts and 335 megawatts respectively, and initiated by the Department of Electricity. I think we know that. So on the 15th of May, this application was considered and therefore subsequently recommended for the energy regulator approval. Just to give a little bit of background, Chair, Avon and DEDISA picking plants are due for testing for reactive capability compliance in accordance with the requirements of clause A2, 3, and 4 of the network code as outlined in table 3. And the technical assessment was conducted by NG and the insurance company that provides insurance for both picking plants, and revealed that there should be a spare generator rotor on site before the tests are actually performed to minimize the risks of losing units due to rotor winding brazing failures. So, Chair, the spare generator rotor that is used for contingencies at Avon and DEDISA is currently undergoing repairs overseas and is expected to return early next year, Chair, in January. And I think that is basically the reason why the test cannot be performed at the moment due to the unavailability of this spare. So, Chair, based on that, we want to make the following recommendations: that the subcommittee approves this temporary exemption for Avon and DEDISA picking plants from complying with clause A2, 3, and 4 of the network code until they are in a better position to perform the required test. So I'm with my team here, Chair. We are open to take questions on this submission. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matebula. Members, any questions of clarity on this application for a temporary exemption, given the grounds that have been explained for the exemption? By show of hands, members, if there's anything that you would like to clarify. If none, then I would like the members to raise their hands in support of the decision that is sought. The decision that is sought is on paragraph 14, that the Electricity Subcommittee approves the temporary exemption for Avon and DEDISA picking plants from complying with clause A 2.3.4 of the transmission network code as outlined in Table 4. Table 4 shows those clauses and the units that are affected and the temporary exemption date, which is 28 February 2026. That is, the exemption itself is for the period from now until February 2026. By show of hands, members. Thank you, Madam Semane. Thank you, Mr. Bukula. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. Thank you very much, members. I also support the decision. We are now on item number 16, the temporary exemption for Coastal Park Landfill Gas Plant from complying with clauses 8.1 as well as 8.3 of the RPP Code version 3.1 of January 2022. Please take the matter as having been read, indicate the application, why the application, and the date of expiry of the exemption.
Chair, thank you very much. This one for Coastal Park Landfill Gas Plant, which is situated in the Western Cape province. It's a 2 megawatt facility currently undergoing commission tests for it to meet its commercial operation date. Chair, the tests are being conducted to demonstrate full compliance with the latest version of the RPP code. The City of Cape Town Electricity Generation and Distribution Department serves as a network operator, and as the necessary network access permission have been duly secured. This application, Chair, was considered on the 15th of May, and which is Chair expiring on the 30th of April 2026. So, Chair, based on that, we have considered the applications, Chair, and we would like to make the following recommendations to the committee. Chair, that the electricity subcommittee, Chair, approves the temporary exemption of Coastal Park Landfill Gas Plant as outlined in Table 4, which is expiring on the 30th of April 2026, and also to approve the conditions of the temporary exemptions, which are outlined below, which includes that the RPP generator must demonstrate through testing or otherwise to the satisfaction of the SO and NSP the generator's current capability in relation to the exemption code requirements, and provide assurance that this capability will be maintained for the duration of the exemption period. And also, should the RPP generator's non-compliance with the code requirements necessitate the SO and NSP to curtail or disconnect the generator, no deemed energy payment shall be claimed for the output that was curtailed or disconnected. And Chair, that the RPP generator must submit quarterly reports to NESA and the Grid Code Secretariats on the progress made to achieve compliance. Chair, that's our submission for today, and I'm with the team here to take any questions or comments that might come with this submission. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mathebula, for that comprehensive introduction and explanation on the application. Members, any questions of clarity with regards to this request for an exemption? By show of hands, members. If none, members, I would like to take you to the decision that is sought, which is on paragraph 14. It is recommended that the Electricity Subcommittee approves the temporary exemption for Coastal Park Landfill Gas Plant as outlined in Table 4 below. Table 4 indicates the size of the plant, the fact that it requests exemption from the Renewable Power Plant Code 8.1 and 8.3, and the grid code requirements insofar as the reactive power and as well as in terms of the voltage control that are required. And the date of expiry of this exemption is 30th of April 2026. Also approve the conditions as read out by Mr. Matebula for this exemption. Those are also enumerated on 14.2 that the renewable power plant generator must demonstrate through testing and otherwise to the satisfaction of the system operator as well as the network operator, the generator's current capabilities in relation to the exempted code requirements, and provide assurance that the capability will be maintained for the duration of the exemption period. Should the RPP's generators non-compliance with the code requirements necessitate the SO as well as the NCP to curtail or disconnect, there will be no deemed energy payment to be claimed. And then the RPP generator must submit quarterly reports, and the Annexure A on page 10.10, page 10, the coastal park landfill plant project schedule is attached for the satisfaction of the energy regulator. Members, by show of hands, if you are in support of the decision. Thank you, Madam Semane. Thank you, Mr. Pugula. Thank you, Advocate Sithole, and thank you, Mr. Mkhize, for supporting the decision. Mr. Matebula, if you can please also take us through item number 17, the temporary exemptions for Palais Yeovil solar plant, Adams solar plant, Gibson Bay wind farm, Nojoli wind farm, Pulida solar plant, Toby Vox solar plant, as well as Goha wind farm, from complying with Appendix 9 of the Renewable Power Plant Grid Code version 3.1 that was approved in January 2022. Thank you.
Chair, thank you very much. Chair, the request for exemption was considered on the 15th of May 2025 by the GCAC, and Chair, these plans as listed on table 2 have been recommending new dates as listed. The dates differ per plant, as you can see on table 2. And Chair, on table number 3, we have listed the reasons for the current non-compliance by each of these plants, Chair, which I will not read through each, and hence the extension has been requested by these plants, Chair. And based on that, Chair, we would want to recommend that the committee approves the temporary exemptions of these plants, and as stipulated on the table 4 below. So, Chair, myself and the team, we would want to take any comments or questions that may come with this submission, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Matebula. Members, any questions of clarity for this application, for the exemption application? By show of hands, members. If none, members, I believe Mr. Matebula has already read the decision that is sought, and in terms of those 1, 2, 3, 4, in terms of those power plants, if members can raise their hands in support of the decision that is sought as listed in paragraph 14 of the covering submission. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Mr. Pugula. Thank you, Madam Semane. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. I also support. Members, we are now going to item number 8. Did we withdraw item number 18, Mr. Mabunda? Let me just check.
No, Chair,
It's good.
we moved 18 under governance and we withdrew item 19.
Okay. Right, thank you for that. We are now on item number 20, the consolidated report on the electricity generation industry compliance audits conducted in the first quarter of 2025-2026 financial year. Please take us through this submission.
Chair, this submission, it's for noting the report that the team has compiled with regard to the monitoring and auditing of the licensees. Chair, we would, as from the 8th of April 2025, we had 20 generation compliance audits that were approved and to be conducted in this quarter. And Chair, they were conducted as planned. And Chair, the listed the list of the licenses are indicated on table number 3, and on table number 4 represent a snapshot of the compliance status of each of the licensees that were audited, Chair, on this quarter. So we just wanted the subcommittee to note the outcome of the audit that was conducted as per the audit plan. Chair, that's all, and I'm not sure if there's any questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matebula. Let me check if the members have any questions of clarity. By show of hands, members, on item number 20. If there are no questions, members, and you are happy to consider the decision that is sought on paragraph 14, which is the recommendation that this subcommittee notes the consolidated report on the electricity generation industry compliance audits conducted in the first quarter of this financial year, and also approve the posting of the consolidated report on the NERSA website. I think this one we've taken a decision, a principled decision, that we don't need to approve. It has to happen in any event. So we can just withdraw 14.2 and ask the members just to note the consolidated report and the findings of the audits. By show of hands, members. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Mr. Pukula. I also support the noting. Thank you, Advocate Sithole, and thank you, Madam Semane. Thank you, members, for the noting of item number 20. We are now on item number 21, the transmission audit submission for the first quarter of 2025-26 financial year, and the consolidated report on the audits conducted on NTCSA main transmission substations. These are new audits, and some re-audits that had to be conducted on some of the substations. Please take us through this submission.
Chair, thank you very much. In the first quarter of 2025-26 financial year, the team conducted a transmission compliance audit at 5 sites operated by NTCSA. And out of the 5 substations that were audited, 3 were new audits, and the remaining 2 had been audited before. So it was a follow-up or re-audit. The consolidated report, Chair, encompasses the recently audited and re-audited substation that were previously subject to audit for the purpose of the compliance re-audit. So, Chair, on table 7, we have indicated the snapshot of the findings and observation from this audit that we have conducted. And based on that, Chair, we would want the committee to note this report of the first quarter audits that were conducted on the transmission substations. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matebula. Members, any comments on this submission before we go to the decision that is sought? By show of hands, members. If none, members, I would like then members to consider the decision summarized under paragraph 14.1. It is recommended that the Electricity Subcommittee notes the first quarter consolidated report that is attached in Annexure A. It pertains to the substations that were audited and the two substations that were previously audited, just as a follow-up to see whether there is progress in terms of what was found before. The team will also, just so that the decision can stand on its own, put the table there of the infrastructure that was audited, that table that is also on Annexure A, if it can be put on 14.1. With that, members, can you please raise your hands to show your support of the decision? Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Mr. Pukula. Thank you, Madam Semane. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. And I also support. Thank you very much, members. Members, I'm on item number 22 of the agenda, which is the notification of termination of the service level agreement, the SLA of Sentlek SOC Ltd with Kopanong local municipality, and the restoration of powers and duties to Kopanong municipality. Please consider the matter as having been read and also indicate whether then there was compliance with the tariff applications by Kopanong as a result of the termination, so that there is no gap in terms of the operation of the distribution facility by Kopanong, and to have the relevant tariff for the financial year 2025-2026. Please go ahead.
Chair, maybe if I can start by responding to that. Yeah, Kopanong was one of the municipalities that actually submitted the applications a bit late and was considered. But just to give a background on this submission, just on the 3rd of December 2004, the energy regulator approved the transfer of Mangaung local municipality distribution license, including those of Kopanong, Mohukari, and Naledi municipalities, to Sentlek Pty Ltd. And this approval was granted on the condition that each municipality retained the right to renegotiate their service delivery agreement, which are referred to in Appendix 2 for a copy of the submission presented to the ER on the 3rd of December 2004, and as well as Appendix 3 for a copy of Kopanong SDA and with Sentlek. Chair, the energy regulator also issued a decision regarding Sentlek distribution license, stipulating that the license will revert to Kopanong either upon termination of this service delivery agreement between Sentlek and Kopanong, or upon the establishment of the proposed regional electricity distributor, whichever occurs first. So, Chair, on the 31st of March 2025, the energy regulator received a notification letter from Kopanong local municipality indicating that its service delivery agreement with Sentlek has been terminated. And the letter stated that municipality requests NESA to provide its original distribution license, and that local municipality is ready and able to fulfill its role and responsibilities as a licensed distributor. This is in Appendix 1. So it is on those bases, Chair, that we would like to make the following recommendations to the committee: to note the termination of the service delivery agreement of Sentlek with Kopanong local municipality. That was the basis of the decision of the energy regulator of the 3rd of December 2004. And also for the committee to know that the powers and duties that were transferred to Sentlek Limited will revert to Kopanong municipality. And lastly, Chair, to note that there is no new distribution license that must be issued, but a copy of the original distribution license will be forwarded to Kopanong municipality. Chair, I'm with the team here. If there are any questions, we will be able to respond. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Members, any questions of clarity by show of hands on the application itself? Mr. Mkhize, please go ahead.
Yeah, I just would, thanks, Chair, and thanks, Mr. Mateo. Would just like to know if the team peruse the abilities of the municipality vis-a-vis Sandlag. I understand that there's little that we can do or state regarding the whether this should go ahead. It's fait accompli in as far as we are concerned, but we just need to do our own processes. So I'd like to the committee, I mean the members to the members of management to respond in terms of that. And secondly, I had spoken to this issue during the approvals of the municipal of distribution tariffs with regard to the model of distribution, noting these private distributors as well as entities that are state entities that are participating, just to be able to see which model has worked well and maybe possible just to reflect on that, so that at the end of the day, we're looking at a situation where the communities are better served rather than just saying that the municipalities themselves must imbued with such powers by the Constitution to do. That is all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Mr. Matebula and the team.
Chair, let me allow the team to assist. Tsepo.
Thanks, Mr. Matebula. With regard to the checking the ability of the municipality to conduct this, the team felt that because the SDA was already done, it was terminated in last year, and the municipality has already assumed the function internally with their service provider being appointed already, and that they also applied for a tariff increase through their cost of supply. We felt that it was a done exercise that can only be the ability can only be verified through the distribution compliance audit framework that normally visit the municipality to check into their compliance. So as of checking the ability itself, that was not done. Based on that, they will be part of the municipalities to be audited in terms of their compliance to their license conditions. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Ramokoka. Let me go to Mr. Pukula and then I'll come back to Mr. Mkhize. Let me go to Mr. Pukula and Advocate Sitole. Mr. Pukula.
Thank you, Chairperson. I think Mr. Mkhize was just asking if we have done our duty as the regulator, and our duty as a regulator when we are going to be either allowing an entity to operate a distribution facility. There are those items that are listed in the Act that says that we must show they have the technical, financial, economic, and other abilities. And I think when we haven't done that and we are not even amplifying it in this, I think Mr. Mkhize is just saying that going forward, let us be careful. I mean, what would it have taken for them to submit the information that we required and for us to look at it? And I think all Mr. Mkhize, I mean, I'm supporting what Mr. Mkhize, the fact that they've applied for the tariffs, yes, is a good reason for us to approve. But as the regulator, we are required to assess that, and we can't give a license without having assessed that, or even mention that we have assessed it in a roundabout way. I think that's what Mr. Mkhize is really amplifying, and I support what he's saying. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pukula. Advocate Sitole.
Thank you, Chairperson, and thanks to the presenters. Chair, mine is just a point of clarity. When one looks at the correspondence from the municipal manager, it's indicated that one of the things that were still outstanding from St. Lake's side was to finalize all the electrification project. And I've just heard Ndate Ramkhopa saying that the process of transferring some of the functions had already started last year. So I just wanted to also check if those projects that were outstanding have been finalized. If not, probably it should be added to the points raised by Mr. Mkhize to say that we need to go and verify that those projects have also been finalized. Otherwise, the end consumers who are supposed to be electrified may be impacted by the non-completion of those projects. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Advocate Sithole. Tim, may you please respond directly to the questions? And now you are not doing justice to this submission. I asked those questions, and this matter was supposed to have been considered in June, and I have taken back the submission, particularly on the question asked by Mr. Mkhize. For you to just give this committee comfort. And Mr. Morathi, you were part of that in terms of those abilities and how the consumers are going to be affected, and whether Kopano still has the ability, even if they never lost the license to operate the distribution facility. But what is key is the fact that it was now, that function was being done by Sentlek. Now that it is taken back by Kopano, its ability to service and operate to service the areas and customers, that was what you have looked at. Can you please give members that comfort? And that is the reason why the submission was taken back and not even serving this committee. And those are the things that you needed to enhance. We have discussed that before this matter came here. Please. Mr. Morat.
Thank you, Madam Chair. From the discussions of the meeting that we had with the municipality, they gave assurance with a reflection of the procurement that has been done for a service provider that will be rendering the service of rendering the service for providing electricity in line with the provisions of the Municipal Systems Act. That they'll be rendering, they will not be direct, they'll remain the service authority, the service provider, similarly to the situation that they've had with Sentlek, that they'll have this SDA with this service provider who will be rendering the service, who are the one that assisted them with the development of the cost of supply. So that was from the boardroom discussions, that was the assurance that was given, and the service provider was also present in the meeting. Thanks, Chair.
And please touch on our own assessment, because that's what we did in May already on this submission. When now you've assessed the ability of this municipality, having had those engagements, and the reason why we had to pull it out of the agenda for June, it was precisely because we wanted to assess the impact, wanted to assess on our own the ability. Please, that's the question also that is being asked. Tsepo Ramokoko, please get straight to the point, and Mr. Shozi as well, you were also part of the discussions at the time. Please, can we just demonstrate to the members that this was really thoroughly considered as early as in May, and that's why it is here only in July, and that's why was pulled out. And I'm stating clearly what we did in the division. Can you please do that? Do justice to the submission.
Thank you, Chairperson. The ability thereof, Chairperson, could not be checked and assessed whilst this application was in motion for noting. That is why the team relied on the compliance framework that will ensure that indeed what the boardroom and the service provider and the Kopano municipality stated in the meeting indeed they will adhere to that one. So that is what I'm saying. The reliance more is on when they have now assumed the function to check whether they are in compliance and if they have the ability. Before that, we could not do, but after this noting, that can be assessed and to ensure that indeed whatever they stated and with their service provider can be achieved. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much. Any additions before I go back to the members? Any additions? Any additions, Mr. Morati?
No, I'm covered, Chair. Just maybe to add the aspect that the financial ability of the municipality was in the letters of termination. They advanced that they would be able, therefore, to render the service comparative to the time that the transfer of the powers and duties had to be done, and the tariffs that they would be using for customers, they will be taking off from what Centlec used to do, that Centlec used to bring tariff applications segregated per municipalities that they had an SDA, with. So from that part of the discussion, we were comfortable that the submission could be ripe for consideration by members. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you very much. Members, Mr. Mkhize, are you covered?
Chairperson, I'm covered. I think the most important thing is just to unambiguously touch on those issues. It doesn't mean that when we've looked at it, we are saying that we'd always be 100% happy with it, but it's a question of having followed due process from one side, applied our minds in everything that as a regulator we're supposed to apply our minds to, and to demonstrate that by including such in the documentation going forward. There are many things that could happen or that could inform the handover or the cancellation of SLAs, which are not in our domain, but we should just exercise that which is within our jurisdiction going forward. Yes, but I'm happy with the responses from a point of view of them directly responding to what is being asked. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mkhize. Mr. Pukula, thumbs up with the explanation on the issue of implications and the ability of this municipality to continue performing as expected in terms of its license conditions in the operation of the distribution facility. Mr. Pukula, are you also covered on that issue? Can you check, Mr. Mabunda, if we...
Chair, I am covered. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Apologies. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Advocate Sithole, on the question that you have asked?
Chairperson, not entirely, but I think, as I said in my input, that the team can look into this through the monitoring and compliance process, but it is an issue to be looked at. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, members. The team will enhance to demonstrate that these have been taken into consideration, as have already been alluded to and supplemented by the team, just to enhance, as Mr. Mkhize suggested. And with that, members, the decision was already read on record. May I request members then to raise their hands in support of the decision that is sought, as recorded in paragraph 14. Thank you, Madam Samane. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Mr. Pukula. Thank you, members, for the support. Members, we step off this agenda item, and we are now going to consider item number 23, the noting
23,
of. Yes, thank you very much. Noting of amendments to the commercial agreements, change in control, amendments of PPAs, name changes that was implemented by the full-time regulator member primarily responsible for electricity in accordance with the standing instruction number 5 of the Electricity Subcommittee Delegation Matrix of 29 August 2024. Members, the matter is here for noting, and the member was simply executing the instructions that were given by the energy regulator. Any questions of clarity before the noting? If none, members, by show of hands, members, if you are happy to note the implementation of the instruction. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Madam Semane. Thank you, Mr. Bukula. I also note. Members, I'm on item number 24. 24 is the noting of the round robin approval on the publication of the consultation paper on the draft grid capacity allocation rules. I will just to check if the members have any questions of clarity before we take the decision for the noting. By show.
I think we may have lost the chairperson.
No, somebody removed me. It just shows. So if somebody removes now, it records, it shows. So if somebody removes, it's not the connection, it says removed. Somebody removed me. I don't know what happened.
It's Mr. Mabunda.
Mr. Mabunda, you are guilty. You should have protected me. Mr. Mabunda, members, just on record, it is the noting of a round robin for on the consultation paper that was published. On the consultation paper on the grid access allocation rules. The matter was approved by the members of the ELS on a round robin basis, but as required by the National Energy Regulator Act of 2024, such a decision needs to be ratified in the meeting that follows. That's why the matter is here. If there are no questions of clarity, I would like the members to raise their hands in support of the noting. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Mr. Bukula. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. Madam Semane. Madam Semane, are you happy to note? Okay. The majority then has noted. Just check if Madam Semane is still in the meeting. Thank you, members, for the noting.
Apologies, Madam Chair. I'm still in the meeting, but I had to take an urgent call.
Okay, thank you, Madam Semane. All right, members, we have now come to the end of the deliberations that are open to the members of the public, and I would like to thank all of those that tuned in to follow the deliberations and to, showing interest in the matters of the energy regulator concerning electricity decisions that are taken. We have now come to the end of the open part of our meeting. We are going to consider the governance matters, and we will therefore stop the live streaming of the deliberations. Thank you very much. IT, please confirm.